So today we're going to talk about Fayetteville Housing Authority's moving to work. This is our public hearing to discuss all of the plans that we have created as part of our moving to work application. As a reminder, moving to work is a demonstration program that allows housing authorities to design and test innovative, locally designed initiatives. Moving to work PHAs are granted exemptions from public housing and housing choice voucher rules. And the most common question we've gotten during this process is if people that are elderly or disabled will ever have a work requirement, and the answer is no. As a reminder, the Moving to Work program has three statutory objectives. One is cost effectiveness. HUD is looking for us to find ways to reduce cost and achieve greater cost effectiveness in our federal expenditures. They're looking for us to add programs that will increase self-sufficiency and give incentives to people and families to find employment and become self-sufficient. And finally, the third objective is our housing choice, which is designed to increase housing choices for low-income families. We talked about some of those examples, including streamlining processes, having rental assistance tied with supportive services, as well as encouraging people to move to higher opportunity areas. So there are several components to the MTW plan. The first, and I'm going to kind of go over what the it looks like 7 different categories that we had to address in our plan. First, we'll be talking about our vision. Next, we'll talk about our plan for future engagement. We're going to talk about the PHA's operating and inventory, kind of what we have right now that we're doing as a housing authority. We'll talk next about the 3 areas for our plan in the area of cost effectiveness, self-sufficiency, and housing choice. We want to talk about our proposed use of MTW funds, provide evidence of significant partnerships, and then go over the dates and milestones for our program. Our vision is really summarized in when our board in May of 2019 adopted a new mission statement. The Fayetteville Housing Authority provides safe, quality, affordable housing as a basic human right to build community resilience, improve intergenerational public health outcomes, and increase equitable opportunities. The board also gave the staff the directive that they wanted us to take a bold, client-centric leadership approach to affordable housing in our region. We believe that MTW will allow FHA to continue to build on the momentum of the last 2 years. In our plan for future community resident engagement, right now we have our supportive housing services department with a resident engagement coordinator, and all of the work that they have been doing will continue. During the process of developing our MTW plan over the first 6 months of 2021, we will conduct resident assessment, focus groups, and conduct community meetings to ensure all stakeholders have a voice in the MTW planning process. Currently, Fayetteville Housing Authority has 196 public housing units, including 120 of those that are elderly or disabled. Housing choice vouchers, we have 632 vouchers that we administer. We have other programs that will not be impacted by MTW, and that is our HUD VASH program, which was 130 vouchers, our project-based rental assistance with 52 units, and our tenant-based rental assistance, and we have 40 coupons for the tenant-based rental assistance. We also have applied for mainstream vouchers and tenant protection vouchers for foster youth to independence vouchers, and neither of those programs, when they're awarded, will be impacted by MTW. In the area of cost effectiveness, we have selected a number of strategies that we want to implement right away, including streamlined biennial recertification process for fixed income households. So for those folks that have a fixed income, instead of having a recertification every single year, they will be able to complete that process every other year. We will be standardizing the medical deductions, which we believe will put less burden on our residents, especially those that claim a lot of medical deductions. We have biennial inspections for those property owners who have passed 2 consecutive annual inspections. We will have a flat utility allowance that is based on bedroom size. We want to increase the standard deductions. We want to combine the Housing Choice Voucher Administrative Plan and the Public Housing Admissions and Continued Occupancy Policy so that we have one document that modifies all of our, or that oversees all of our programs. We will no longer require third-party verification for income that is 100% excluded. This will also reduce the paperwork burden for our current participants. And finally, in the area of cost effectiveness, we will redefine elderly to 55 and older. And this will allow those folks that are beginning the program right as they are close to their 55th birthday, some of the same eligibility and benefits of the MTW program, instead of making them wait until 60. In the area of self-sufficiency, we plan to partner with local agencies to provide budgeting counseling, basic housekeeping and tenant training, education services, and employment services. We will also conduct an assessment and survey of residents to determine the types of barriers that they face and what workshops or supportive services we need to offer to address those barriers and increase self-sufficiency. We will begin right away using rent reporting to improve credit worthiness. So that way those folks that are participating in our public housing program can begin to build credit, which will allow them to either build toward a home ownership or also save them money in areas like their car insurance. And finally, we will explore many other options during our planning phase to that will, sorry, I couldn't read. We will explore other options for future phases of implementation, including but not limited to incentives to encourage employment. In the area of housing choice, immediately we want to allow people that are issued a voucher that is a lease in place to allow them to receive rental assistance with shorter lease terms, allow a higher percentage of income to be spent on rent, which will open up housing options in more desirable neighborhoods. And we will explore other options for future phases of implementation, including, but not limited to, more incentives to best meet the needs of the community. Our proposed use of MTW funds, we do intend to combine our funding from our capital funds, our public housing operations, and our housing choice vouchers into a single agency-wide funding source. We were required for our MTW plan to provide evidence of significant partnerships. FHA is a major contributor and a strong partner in Built for Zero, which is the Northwest Arkansas Continuing Cares Initiative and homelessness. Our partners in that initiative include Seven Hills Center, the Veterans Administration, Supportive Services for Veteran Families, and the Salvation Army. Ozark Guidance Center is a co-applicant for a grant that we have received, and we have a memorandum of understanding to provide mental health services. Resources for community living, we also have a memorandum of understanding so that they can provide services to our individuals and participants that have a disability. PACE of the Ozarks is a partner for those folks that are qualified for their program that assists with everything from transportation to connection of services and medication assistance. CCOA, that's Credit Counseling of Arkansas, will be partnering with us to provide some of those budgeting and financial training. We are improving and strengthening our relationship with the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District for workforce development programs. We work with Potter's House and other faith organizations to fill in the gaps for supportive services. We're recently working with the Department of Human Services and the Teen Action Support Center to apply for our foster youth and youth to independence vouchers. And finally, the University of Arkansas School of Social Work has been a significant partner for us over the last several years. As we look at our MTW plan, we have broken our milestones into two different phases. The first phase is our planning phase, and we anticipate that in January we'll be notified of our MTW status. At this time, we will issue an RFP to select a new software to ensure that we are compliant with MTW. Between February and April 2021, we will partner with the University of Arkansas to conduct an agency-wide assessment of participants that we serve who are work eligible. As well, we will conduct focus groups of elderly and disabled participants to discover possible self-sufficiency initiatives desired. Also, during February through April of 2021, we will review our administrative plan and our admission and continued occupancy policy to create a single MTW administrative plan for agency-wide implementation. During April of 2021, we will be conducting more public hearings and community engagement meetings to discuss potential implementation recommendations that we've discovered during our focus groups and our surveys. In May 2021, we will present to the board a result of the assessment, focus groups, and community engagement with recommendations for the MTW plan elements. And in July of 2021, we will submit an updated MTW plan to HUD for approval. During our implementation phase, we will begin implementation in May of 2021 with streamlined utility allowance calculation, biennial recertifications, biennial inspections, and the enrollment of rent reporting for credit building. From August to September of 2021, we will be updating our MTW plan and all of our forms, as well as a new timeline to coincide with the expanded MTW plan. We will also spend this time notifying participants, landlords, and stakeholders of new policies and processes. By October of 2021, we expect to be fully implemented with our new software. And between October 2021 and October 2022, we will be executing the plan that we created during the planning phase. And in January of 2023, we will be a fully implemented MTW plan agency with annual plan. After this public hearing, we have a comment period from October 29th to November 29th. And it is on our website at www.fayettevillehousingauthority.org/MTW. And the FHA Board of Commissioners will also hear comments on November the 19th at 5 p.m. We will be sharing with them any comments we receive between now and then, as well as presenting this plan this presentation that we have done today, so they're aware of it. If you want to participate in the comment period and you go to FayettevilleHousingAuthority.org/MTW, the comment form is very simple. Just need your name, email, and a phone number, as well as what is your connection to Fayetteville Housing Authority and any comments or feedback that you have. And that concludes our the presentation of our MTW plan, and we'll now open it up for questions or comments. If Antonietta, did I get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments, or were you able to?
Well, I'm very impressed by what you've just brought to our attention. You seem to have everything very well organized, and toward the end, that the people who are in the wanting to go to work category, you can help them.
Yes.
As I told you, I am 75, and I don't think I'm really in that category. But it's good to know that you're there. For people and can handle the situation of people wanting to go to work or go back to work, and how that will involve their housing, of course, which is a major factor. When you work, you got to have a place to live for sure.